Hello, everyone. It's your sister Roland, and all I need is a few minutes to talk about Byron Jones. So, who is Byron Jones? So, he played for the Dallas. He's active. Well, I don't know how long that's gonna be. That's gonna last, but he's active for now. So, he played for the Dallas Cowboys between the years of 2015 and 2019. He's a very, very good player, according to word on the football streets. He was a very good player. And I barely missed any games, I heard. Maybe one or two. And then he got signed a $82 million contract, I would say, with the Miami Dolphins. However he was like the highest paid cornerbacks. He's a cornerback. That's what his position is. So he got signed in 2020. But then probably started having some complications because he barely played last year, if he even played at all for last year. But he barely played. So he probably was playing 2020 or 2021, but then 2022, he barely played. So many people were speculating what's going on with him because, nobody saw him. And finally, he breaks his silence by tweeting this. And this is what we're going to talk about. He also posted it on Instagram also. So let's read what he had to say. Much has changed in 8 years. Today, I can't run or jump because of my injuries sustained playing this game. Do not take the pills they give you. Do not take the injections they give you. If you absolutely must, consult an outside doctor to learn the long-term implications. It was an honor and privilege to play in the NFL, but it came at a regrettable cost I did not foresee. In my opinion, no amount of professional success or financial gain is worth avoidable chronic pain and disabilities. Godspeed to the draft class of 2023. So when this news broke out, what Byron Jones said, many people had different reactions. And the fans, particularly the fans of this sport, would say some people, understand where he was coming from, praying, say they was keeping him in prayer. But there were others, who was being dismissive and deflecting in a sense, saying, suck it up, that's what you sign up for, or you already made your millions and stuff like that, who cares and stuff like that. And as he said in his statement, he did not foresee these things happening to him. There's no amount of professional success or financial gain that can, alleviate the things that he's going through right now with chronic pain. I have never had chronic pain, but I know people who live with chronic pain, and it's very debilitating at times. These people fall into depression. Some of them are not easy to be around too. Yes, child. They're very difficult. Some of them are very difficult to be around because they are in so much pain. And sometimes they give them, those hard drugs, but I don't know, sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes they have to take it more often than not. And then if they keep on going to the doctor, sometimes the doctor cut them off, and then they have to go use other drugs, which is more dangerous because, with this fentanyl coming on. So this is where he's coming from. Had he foreseen this, had he known all of this, because I heard he was very good in Dallas, very good. And that's probably why Miami Dolphins was willing to pay all that money for him. But had he known what he knows now, he wouldn't have played. He wouldn't have, in a sense, he probably wouldn't have, this is my opinion, he wouldn't have played, he wouldn't have did whatever he needed to do to become the best player. He probably would have just think of longevity. Yes, I would do what I can to be a best player, but I'm thinking longevity. And he's 30 years old. 30 years old. I don't think he's married or have any children for you to be going through something like this. So I understand where he's coming from. And then he's, in a sense, warning, giving the whoever the draft class of 2023, he's letting them know, because nobody probably let him know these things. So he's being like, how do they call that? No, sounding the alarm. Yes, he's sounding the alarm and say, hey, this is what can happen. They don't tell you this. And then he's talking about the pills and the injections. So maybe when he was getting injured and stuff like that, they would give them certain stuff, allegedly, so they go back into the game. And then these, whatever they are giving them, you don't even know, these are having long-term effects. And he has chronic pain now. He doesn't even know the other long-term effects these, whatever they was giving them, is going to have on him. And he's 30. He's 30 years old. And he probably, maybe he did it this way because he probably was trying to, get the have an outlet to he was trying to get people to listen to his grievances, in a sense. Maybe nobody wanted to listen. So he's sounding the alarm. He's probably not going to be working for the NFL no more. Because even if he didn't say that, with him, he can't run or jump or do anything. He wouldn't have been able to continue anyway. But he wants to let the new up and coming players, this is what it is. I remember, he makes his money off of his body, the legal way, please, the legal way. And with some of these organizations, you're like a commodity to them, so they will do whatever it takes so that commodity can continue to make money. And this is like the ugly side of the NFL. So every time those young men step out on that field, college or professional, even high school, they're putting their lives on the line. Look what happened to that young man, Damar Hamlin, the other day. So with the people already there in the NFL and the new recruits, you should think about yourself first, your family, and think about longevity. Some people, they're willing to do whatever it takes, which you should, whatever it takes to be the best player, but not at the expense of your life, of your health, of your future. What will his future look like? So I understand where he's coming from. And yes, he should sound the alarm and let others know. Doesn't mean that they're going to listen, but at least they know. And they could put in strategies and train differently and do things differently so that they could have a longer future. And even if they don't, so at least they don't come out with disabilities and chronic pain and whatever long-term implications that they may or may not encounter in the NFL, in high school football, in college football, whatever it is. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.